Fox News alert this morning, growing tensions with Russia as Vladimir Putin warning the West he's ready for a nuclear war. And most Americans feel Putin doesn't actually care about what the president thinks, as nearly 60% of Americans feel Joe Biden does not have the respect of world leaders. Let's talk to Fox News contributor and former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, about all that. Newt, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Okay, so
I think what you...
Go ahead, Newt.
Go ahead. I was going to say, what you just said poses a real dilemma for both America and the rest of the world. Does Vladimir Putin get to do anything he wants to? Because if you say no, he's going to go to nuclear war. Or do you stand up to him and say, there are limits to what we're going to tolerate? And the truth is, if you went to nuclear war, your entire country would disappear. There would be no Russia left. So to what extent is he running a bluff? And to what extent are we all supposed to hide and cower? In which case, does that mean he gets to take Poland? Does he get to take Germany? I mean, at what point does his threat not become real anymore? And I think this is a very serious problem of managing a personality that's pretty isolated, getting older,
right,
and may feel like this is his last chance to create a greater Russian empire.
Newt, how much do you think this announcement that he made to state-run media in Russia has to do with his mindset or the fact that this week he's up for re-election, and at the same time the West has got some big war games in the region?
Well, I think that's part of it, but I also think, frankly, that he has contempt for Biden. I think he respected Trump as a tough guy. And you had the same experience with Xi Jinping. I mean, around the world, people thought Donald Trump was genuinely tough and that he would, in fact, do things that were decisive, like, for example, killing General Soleimani, the Iranian leader, in a precise strike. The result was that people were pretty tame while Trump was president. I think they watched Joe Biden stumble around, get confused, and generally, except for 2 hours with a great deal of being juiced up. His presidency, as you saw with the transcript yesterday, this is not a guy you get up in the morning and say, boy, I'm really scared of him.
Right.
And I think that's part of what Putin's language is all about.
You just mentioned Donald Trump when he was president. The match is set as of yesterday. Super Tuesday 2 yesterday was. Donald Trump and Joe Biden both got the magic number. They will officially be nominated at their conventions in the summer. But how big a problem is it for Joe Biden when you look at all the states in the primaries where so many people voted uncommitted as a protest about Joe Biden's stance with Israel and Gaza, or something else? You total it all up as you look at the percentages. Over 400,000 American voters voted essentially no preference or uncommitted. Is that going to come back to haunt Joe Biden in November, or will people say, okay, I was just doing a protest vote in the primary, now I'm going to vote for him?
Well, I think a lot of them will just stay home. They won't vote for Trump, but they just won't show up to vote at all, which hurts the Democrats at every level, the Senate races, the House races, the governor's races, as well as the presidency. But I also think, Biden has two very different problems. He has a problem on his left largely about the fact that he has supported Israel and that Israel is gradually destroying Hamas. And that's a problem with very specific people, for example, in Michigan. Right. Then he has a problem with everybody because they go to the grocery store, they go to the gas station. Bidenism isn't working. I mean, Bidenomics is beginning to resemble Herbert Hoover. And I think as a result, Biden has got a huge problem that speeches don't change and advertising doesn't change because people go to the store and they say, in my own life, I know what he's doing to me.
Right.
And if you'll notice, people consistently now say that they were better off personally, better off under Trump than they are under Biden. That's a devastating mountain for a candidate to try to climb.
It was just a couple of years ago. You spent $100 at the grocery store. You came home with 4 bags of groceries. Now you're coming back with 2. But then again, that's another story for another day. Mr. Gingrich, thank you very much for joining us live today.
Thanks. Great to be with you.
All right. Indeed. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.